question that has circulated the internet as a sort of safe place for women specifically to share their worries and bad experiences with men. But as of recently, more and more people have been using said question as an excuse to be sexist. Offended men online have also created a comeback question to almost mock or belittle the previous man or bear debate, with a new question being woman or tiger. The way these people mock the sensitivity of women is they answer the question woman or tiger with tiger and say that the tiger won't reject me or the tiger wouldn't use me for my money. There are some other men out there who use woman or tiger as a genuine safe place for expressing their trauma which a woman caused.
Women throughout history have been viewed as lesser than men, whether it was through their rights or just how they were perceived in general. For years, men were always in control of women based on their social hierarchy. There are many cases of men assaulting and abusing women across the decades, and it hasn't stopped since. According to RAINN, 1 out of every 6 American women has been the victim of an attempted or completed sexual assault in her lifetime. Even if a woman hasn't been assaulted before, they have all the right to be worried about it, with cases like the Mumbai group assault or Samuel Little. Another statistic from RAINN would be that 9 out of 10 victims of sexual assault are women, whether caused by a man or by another woman.
It was 2001 during the dot-com crash, and Cecilia Pangkalinawan had a tough choice: raise more money for a startup or let 26 employees go. She set up a meeting with a powerful venture capitalist in New York City who she hoped would want to invest. Pangkalinawan set the investor's scheduled the meeting at an expensive restaurant. When she arrived, he ordered a $5,000 bottle of wine. She said he refused to accept no for an answer when she said she didn't drink. Pangkalinawan said she couldn't recall how many times her glass was refilled. She does, however, remember the VC touching her leg, leaning over to kiss her, and telling that he wanted to take care of her. She excused herself to the restroom, vomited, then called a friend, then fled the restaurant, all quoted from Sexual Harassment Intact. Women tell their story, CNN.com.
Although men were in control of everything and just about anyone for many years, today is a different case. Today, women and men alike have more freedom to do what they like, which includes nasty things such as assault, murder, etc. The stereotype goes that men hurt women, and that's always the case, but in reality, it's not. According to the National Sexual Violence Research Center, 24.8% of men in the USA have reported experiencing some sort of sexual violence in their lives. Another statistics from NSVRC would be that about 1 in 4 men are victims of sexual harassment or violence. Although the figures seem insignificant and smaller than the women's, they are still valid in every way.
When I told people about this, my dad and friends praised me, so I just assumed that was what's supposed to happen, said a quote taken from TikTok from Seros.tv's account. He said that his teacher did promiscuous acts on him in the 3rd grade and has assaulted 2 more times after that. No one took him seriously. When he told people that a girl had assaulted him, most of their responses were, "Oh, but she's pretty sus hot." It's understandable why some men use woman and tiger as a safe space.
The following images are screenshots from a Tumblr page posted by the creator of 12 Forever, Julia Vickerman, which shows signs of pedophilia and one of the reasons why women are tiger exists.
Quote from the passage: Tony was hesitant to go on any rides because he quote-unquote values his life, or so he says, but once I said I had bought 10 tickets, who can really say no to a jarring bout on the Sizzler? Oh, but Tumblr, guess who was in line to go on the Sizzler with us? This beautiful androgynous, long-haired emo 14-year-old boy wearing tight black pants and a black t-shirt emblazoned with the name of some band that probably sucks, and a slip-in jacket fake red-haired mother who looked like a washed-up rock star. Ugh, heaven, adopt me. Occasionally I get incestuous infatuations with strangers that can only be described as overwhelming or annoying depending on how patient you are with me. Tony was nice enough to follow this poor boy around the small carnival with me as I tried to sneak photos, none of which turned out well. I knew that my heart would be for about turmoil unless I at least tried to talk to him. Oh God, if only his mom hadn't been there. Um, Quote from the second passage. I'm creepy but not that creepy. I'm not gonna talk about her to her son while she's there, saying, "We have two extra blah blah blah, where's your car so I can follow you home, blah blah blah." She was really nice and said I was so sweet, etc. And I watched my muse push his dyed black hair behind his ear, exposing his epic eyebrows, apple still pressed to his lips, say thank you, and smile. F word. This was the best day ever. Why am I so creepy? Hashtag awful. Hashtag pedophile. Hashtag GPOY. By the way, this woman in her mid 20s, about 25 or such, quoted that she tried to take pictures of him non-consensually. As quote, Tony was nice enough to follow this poor boy around this small carnival with me as I tried to take photos. Even she realizes that she was being creepy by the quote. F. This was the best day ever. Why am I so creepy? With the hashtag awful, hashtag pedophile.
To go back to the basics, we need to learn first what aggression and SA are. If we look up the definition of aggression online, it gives us the thesaurus definitions: hostile or violent behaviors or attitudes towards another / readiness to attack or confront, the action or an act of attacking without provocation, and forceful and sometimes overly assertive pursuit of someone's aim and interests. According to the Eric Fromm book, the term aggression has been applied to the behavior of humans who defend themselves from the attack of opponents, to robbers who kill their victims to get money, and to sadists who torture their victims. This shows us that the term aggression alone isn't specific enough to describe what causes this assault or this a type of assault in general. Research on the association between sexual harassment and sadism is scarce, but perpetrators of harassment are more likely to endorse rape myths, to be more coercive, and to be more aggressive than non-harassers. Read by the Beckett and Long Prey 2022, Begany and Milburn 2002, Lucero et al. 2006. Sexual assault can be defined as any type of sexual activity that is not agreed to and is unwanted according to What is Sexual Assault? Amherst MA official website.
Although Manor Rare was originally a safe space, due to these stories and viewers who have different opinions and mindsets, it has led to a point where it has become sexist and it drives its viewers to believe that one gender is worse than the other in terms of cruelty. Comments like, "I choose bear," or "This is why I choose the bear," usually appear on videos regarding cruelty from men to women, usually, which is why it causes men to become offended by the generalization that men are all cruel and none of them are worthy. The man or bear debate also becomes obsolete when minors / underage people on TikTok are considered, because man or bear covers topics that aren't quite suitable for people that age, especially under 13 population. Although people might say that it's the child's fault that they're on a platform they aren't allowed to use, and that's the child's problem, not theirs. The social media craze has gone very big and worldwide, and it's no surprise that children will be curious and go online. And so these man or bear debates can become misleading, especially towards impressionable young people who may alter their way of thinking.
The following picture is a screenshot from the slideshow from the account Real Pirate King Light that says, "When she says, 'I'm just a girl, so you leak her pics.'" The pics in question being probably nude pictures or such that she has already sent to him. The following image is a slideshow from Vens.mp4 that says, "How these MFs feel after making all men feel like they are rapists," which highlights on how most women villainize all men because of the trend man or bear and mischaracterize them completely, thinking all of them are rapists and none of them have good intentions at all.
Grievous game is usually a comment or a quote said by netizens on TikTok saying that it's okay to sexually assault the specific person they're aiming for. Also, shout out to Kanye in this comment, quote unquote, not all snakes are venomous, but yet we fear them all.
This sexist debate correlates to how, since the earlier days, one gender has been villainized and all problems have been somehow dumped onto them using stereotypes, outdated traditions, and myths. But some people, such as pick-me girls or pick-me boys, have taken the side of the sexist groups of the opposite gender towards their gender, which doesn't help the cause very much. Although the term pick-me is widely associated with females who often try to gain the attention of males, pick-me are actually individuals who bring other people down and their own kind down to look better and gain the attention/validation of the opposite gender. It doesn't necessarily have to be a female in the act.
So in conclusion, Man or Bear isn't the best way to spread awareness about sexual harassment and cruelty in general, and it contributes to sexist ways of society which dump issues onto one gender, whether is it the female gender or the male gender.